the season number 4 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we are live here tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the 9th Xfinity race of the season, and it's one of the longest races of the year as well for the Xfinity Series cars. This is Charlotte Motor Speedway. And then this is the Xfinity Series race in Charlotte for Season 4. As we welcome you live to the broadcast booth. This is the third night of Charlotte Week around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, preparing you for tomorrow night's Season number 4 Charlotte 600. But of course, it's Xfinity Series action tonight on track. It's their 9th race of the year, like I said, and we should be in for another good one here tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series in Charlotte. All right. Of course, this is also going to be a patriotic race week. You're going to be seeing all these patriotic paint schemes on the track here tonight for these Xfinity Series cars, as we, of course, salute and honor your fallen military this week in Charlotte. Cars heading onto the racetrack for the practice session, half-hour warm-up as always, of course. Then you got 2 laps of qualifying, and races 100 laps. Usually 90 for Xfinity Series, 9.5 races. Every single race this week is a little bit longer than it usually is. And of course, the Cup Series race is way longer than it usually is. 200 laps tomorrow for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Charlotte 600 here for season number 4. But of course, we got the Xfinity Series first up tonight. All right. Gonna be here live in just a quick second. Cars pulling on to the racetrack here from Charlotte. And here we go. Welcome live to Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and this is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series live in Charlotte. We are officially here. Cars on the racetrack. Down the front straightaway goes that number 4. That is Christian Herklots. Of course, he's kind of had he's had a rough going. He started the season okay, not best, not the worst though. But ever since then, it's really just been a really rough going for the driver of the 4, Christian Herklots, as he heads down the back straightaway. He races, of course, full-time for Team Chevy Motor Club. He currently sits down in 25th in points, so not really the season he's wanted so far. We only have 5 races left to go in the regular season as well, including tonight in Charlotte. He'll head down into 1 and 2. Actually had good speed in the truck race last 2 nights ago. Fortunately, didn't play out the way he wanted to. Here's Pritchard down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He is actually going to be making his NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series debut tonight for Team Chevy Motor Club. They signed him. He will go down into 1 and 2. Pulling up to the racetrack, there's that 32. That is Alexander Ortega. He's in one of the fastest cars all season long. Still looking for that first win, but he's been really good at these 1.5 miles. What can the driver of the 32 for Chandler Wilson Racing do tonight? As he pulls on to the racetrack. You can also see the 1. That is Matthew White. And there's the 33 of Jacob Clarino, who'll be making his first ever Cup start tomorrow night as well in the Charlotte 600. Clarino heads to 3 and 4. Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway once again. Sorry about that. 23 minutes still left to go in this warm-up session. It's just getting started here from Charlotte. Here's that 4 of Christian Herklots making his way through turns 3 and 4. Of course, 1.5 mile race here tonight. 5 races left to go in the regular season for the Xfinity Series. As we actually get to him, here is your regular season points leader. That is the 29 of Richard Cherry. Currently sits with 2 wins this year at Michigan and Daytona. He's had a really good season all around, of course, and currently sits top of the board, leading the regular season. Looking to win that regular season championship. Back second in points, you got the number 22 of Cole Wilson. He's got a win this year at Atlanta. Third in points, Alexander Ortega. Still looking for that first win. Justin Rott. Currently in 4th in the standings, Michael Gregory, Matt Acquia, Justin Lewis, C.J. Herman. Just above the cut line, +4 on George Carey for Reeds. Then you got TJ Moon, Carlos Ortiz, Ron, and Suarez, who had a great run last week going at Rockingham. Ron and Suarez did, and so it all went away late in the race. He was running inside of the top 10. And here is the 86, that's Aiden Scram. He's actually in his first ever Xfinity start as well, making a part-time start tonight in Charlotte. And the 86 for Cash Kolbstein. I haven't really seen him around the league too much, but heading down the back straightaway he goes. So we're only about 5 cars away from having DNQs tonight. Of course, the only other race we had DNQs in the Xfinity Series this season was Daytona. We sent about 4 or 5 cars home there, and a bunch of full-time regulars. So top 12 are locked into the field. That's a thing you gotta look out for tonight. But anybody else DNQs? Anybody? If you're like, okay, let's set an example here. If you're 32nd, or I'm not 32nd, if you're 38th, but you are top 12 in points, and a driver, or I should say it actually this way. If you're 36th, you're top 12 in points, and then a driver that isn't top 12 in points is 35th, then that driver that is 35th DNQs, and you will make the race. That's how it works. You're locked into the field if you're top 12 in the Xfinity Series point standings. Part-time or full-time, obviously everybody's full-time that's in the top 12. Unless you're a Cup Series driver, then it doesn't really count. Here's Alexander Ortega making his way through 3 and 4, and down the front straightaway here at Charlotte. In that 32. And tonight be finally the day he gets his first career Xfinity Series win. Even with this talking about Alexander Ortega, he won, of course, a Cup Series race. He won the Chicagoland Cup race this season. Spinning out is the 88 of Brody Webster. There's the 89, that is Landon Johnson. All right, Landon, you're on the racetrack right now, heading onto the back straightaway, up the speed. So, of course, it's Xfinity in Charlotte. I'm trying to look on the board right now. I don't know if we have lap time down or not.
P19.
All right, so 19 so far, about 6/10 off the pack. You're on the wall. What is it like on the racetrack here in the first 10 minutes of the warm-up set?
I don't know if it's just me, but I've been out here for about 15 laps, and it's a little tight. But it could just be me. It could be slick for others since the sun is out. But it'll get better as the day goes. I'm sure this race will end under the lights, so it'll be a lot faster.
Or wide. My God. Sorry to interrupt there, Landon.
Yeah, you're just got the same tires for when the sun's out, and then you're going to go hard on light.
Oh, so we see the 90 coming up into the track. That as we got Maddox Beard hard on the wall on the back straightaway in that 8 machine. He had such a bad start to the year, only scored maybe like 1 or so points from his pole position at Fontana's. There's 33 Jake Marino going around in the outside lane. Oh, and it'll hit the wall pretty decently there. We'll spin it on to pit road. And there is the 29 of Cherry. Here comes the 8 of Maddox Beard as well. There's the 94. That is C.J. Erdman. Oh! Car getting loose up there. I believe that was Matthew White. Look at this mess in the back straightaway. You got so many cars involved. There's the 90 down to the inside. It's DeLengaro. He's actually in his first ever Xfinity start tonight for Chandler Wilson Racing. Chandler Wilson Racing currently leads the team points as well. They've had a good year overall. They have 3 wins, leading the team with 2 wins, and then ETR third in the point standings with 1 Xfinity win this year through 8 races. Of course, have won 6 of the 8 races. The other team winners this year have been Showtime Motorsports with Aiden Donahue last week, and then Jamie McKinney with that single card team. Of course, won at Chicagoland in that thrilling Xfinity Series finish. All right. So still about 17 minutes to go, not even halfway through this warm-up session here in the Xfinity Series at Charlotte. Race number 9 of the year. Here comes Rojan Koch onto the racetrack. If we, of course, get over 35 entries, Rojan Koch going to be having to hope that he actually makes the field this time, because remember, my God, remember back in Daytona, Rojan Koch, actually D&Q qualified 41st. And D&Q from the Daytona season opener. Gonna have to hope that doesn't happen tonight. Of course, the two biggest races of the year are Daytona and Charlotte. And for the Cup Series, the Daytona 500 and the Charlotte 600. Of course, tomorrow night's NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Charlotte 600 is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Pre-race starts 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's Zane Rahman pulling onto the racetrack in that 6 car. He's had kind of a rough year as well. Sits bottom 25 in the point standings. Way out of the playoffs as he heads down the front straightaway at Charlotte. And that Ford Mustang for his single car operation. Here comes Ronan Suarez onto the racetrack. Man, what a run he had last week going at Rockingham. He's actually running somewhere inside of the top 5. So it all went away late in the race. He actually ended up getting loose all by himself and wrecking into the wall head on. Oh, contact. Ortega gets slammed there by the 86 of the Sharam. Ortega gonna hit the wall with the back end, and he'll get destroyed by Ronan Suarez there in the 31. Here's Cameron Chandler on the wall in that 3 machine. We saw the 3 being driven by Andrew Halloran, I should say, last week at Rockingham. Of course, Cameron Chandler full-time in the Cup Series. Pulls back onto the racetrack. Some Cup regulars that are inside of the top 10 right now are Cameron Chandler, Carlos Ortiz, Matthew White, Bryce Benton, and Matt Gratt. There's the 27 Rojan Koch, who turns 3. Braden Hunsicker now top of the board. He's another Cup regular. They're in that 38 machine. Of course, all full-time Cup Series drivers are not locked into the race no matter what. As here's that 43. That is Hogan. Ooh, catching up to the bumper of Koch, and Koch will spin and hit the wall here on the back straightaway. Rojan Koch, he's really had a quiet year. I haven't talked about him a whole lot all season long. Rojan currently 15th in points, so he's still out of the top 12, but still not bad at all for Rojan Koch. He pulls back onto the track here. Just about halfway through this warm-up session in Charlotte. There is Matthew White stopped on the back straightaway. There's the 86 of the Schramm as well. Oh, and the wrecking here. Big wreck on the front straightaway. Multiple cars involved. Brandon Pfeiffer got a piece of it as well. There's the 28 of Joseph Lewis. He is destroyed. There is a car nearly spinning around Landon Johnson. Here is Landon Johnson heading down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4 in the 86. So let's go over your top 10 so far. You got Braden Hunsicker, Matthew White, Hayden Schramm, top 3 so far. Ortiz, Chandler, Cherry, Benton, Holes, Grab, and Maddox Beard rounding out your top 10. .28 cars have been over the line for a lap here. As they head on to the back straightaway, there is Max Diffie. Ooh. He's in the wall, and he's wrecking here in that 12. And he'll hit the wall yet again. Joseph Lewis rolling on pit road. He's had a pretty good season overall for ETR. He was full-time in the Cup Series last year. Moves to Xfinity. Of course, as he'll pull onto the racetrack, Joseph currently sits inside of the playoffs, 7th. So, having a really good year. pulls onto the track. Here is Brandon Piper for 3 and 4 in that 77 for Clear High Racing. Still about 12 minutes to go in this warm-up session. Piper going to pull off here and hit the wall on the back straightaway. Here, Trojan Cook as well involved. Then we look at the three of Matt Grab. He has actually 2 career Xfinity Series wins. He's full-time in the Cup Series, like he said. He won at Darlington and Homestead, Miami last season. So he has a 1.5 mile win to his credit in the Xfinity Series. We'll see if he can get his 3rd ever win tonight. He's currently 9th on the timing sheets as he moves to the inside of Cameron Chandler. Lewis pulled down the pit road. There, Max Siffy had a big crash here. As you see the 78 of Salas pulling onto the track. There's the 43 of Hogan, the 1 of Matthew White, Alexander Ortega, the 94, that is CJ Erdman. See all the patriotic schemes on the racetrack. Here comes Bryce Benson. Of course, he is full-time in the Cup Series, absolutely ripping the boards. Now heading on the back straightaway. We got a big wreck back here. Multiple cars are involved. See, Cole Wilson got a piece of it. Cameron Chandler, a couple others. There's Brody Webster in the 88. Alright. Somebody's absolutely blinking here. Don't know what happened to them. Here comes Justin Rutt down the back straightaway. Of course, overall, after his win in Fontana, he has had an absolutely abysmal year. Somehow still sits 4th in points. I just don't understand how that's possible. He's plus 17. Got a win, of course, at Fontana. Gave him a good amount of points there. But he's been involved in, I feel like, everything after that. He runs a patriotic paint scheme this week. He's got a wreck on the back straightaway here. Couple cars are involved. Here comes the 36. That is William Rega on track. He is full-time in the Cup Series, making an Xfinity start here tonight. Currently 31st on the board. William Reagan currently sits outside of the playoffs, but after winning a stage in Michigan, getting close to that. Clarino in that 33 can make his way to the outside. All right. Still about under 10 minutes now to go in this warm-up session here from Charlotte. Larino ripping the boards and heading down the front straightaway, currently 15th on the board. Kind of surprised, down in 16th you got Alexander Ortega, 17th Cole Wilson. Really haven't shown the speed, at least top 10 speed so far here tonight. Top 3 so far. Huntsicker now. Benson 2nd, White 3rd. Here's the 01 of Jamie McKinney. Of course, what a finish in Chicagoland a few weeks ago. Jamie McKinney came out of nowhere, passed about 10 cars in 1 lap, won the race there for his first Xfinity Series victory. Currently 8th on board here. So last 1.5 miles we visited, Jamie McKinney went to victory lane. He is not full-time, of course. Another start tonight in Charlotte. All right, back on 1 and 2 they go. There's that 72. Here's Justin Rutt, 76 as well, pulling on track. We got a car wrecking. That's Joseph Lewis in the back straightaway. Car on the wall, that is Maddox Beard in that 8. Here is cars going side by side. The 31 of Ronan Suarez and Cameron Chandler in the 3 car. 2 cars that are Chevys. Jen Coke, Matthew White. See anybody that we really didn't mention tonight. There's Hogan. Here's Christian Fairfox as well. And Zane Roman coming aggressively to pit road. Braden Hunsicker there in that 38 machine. Side by side, that is TJ Moon in the outside lane. He had such a good start to the year, but after some bad luck and missed results, currently sits outside the playoffs, side by side with Carlos Ortiz. cars wrecking. CJ Erdman, Greg Holes here on the backstretch. Holes 96 will go around. You see this scheme every week. Kind of a patriotic scheme in itself, so really didn't have to do too much to that car to make it patriotic. Alright. Sun is coming back out here in Charlotte. Of course, we'll be under the lights later tonight. Got wrecking. Cars wrecking on the back straightaway. Here's that 4. Christian Hergott's making his way through 3 and 4. So Landon, unfortunately, you've fallen to 31st on the timesheet. So what is going to be your plan over this race to try to just gain some more speed?
Hopefully, I'm going to take a line from Clint Boyer. I need like a 27 car pilot.
Okay. We'll see if that happens. You never know.
That's what I need.
Look at the overhead shot at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord, North Carolina. Place host to all of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League this week. Of course, we had iCar on track last night, the Truck Series on Monday night, and of course tonight the Xfinity Series, and then the big show tomorrow night, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Season number 4, Charlotte 600. It's America's home for racing and the home of NASCAR. Schramm in the 86, making his way through 1 and 2. And heading onto the backstretch he goes. He's had a really good session so far, currently 4th. I mean, there are a lot of surprises. Schramm up here in the top 5. So is Ortiz. Greg Holes is P10. What a lap by him. And then even more surprises. You got Alexander Ortega back in 17th place. Really not firing off so well this session. Looking even further back, Ron and Suarez, he's 25th. Joseph Lewis is 23rd. Here is William Franklin down the back straightaway, making his first start actually for Johnson Motorsports. Landon Johnson's driver. Lines PTR, of course. Oh, he's gonna get a car spinning out. That's the 90. Heading down the front straightaway is Franklin in that 24. Once again to 1. Franklin nearly a bit of a connection who currently sits 30th. Here's Jacob Clarino in the 33. Oh, he's going to spin up on the outside lane. You see drivers really starting to push it, and Newell spin on the pit road. Perfect spin there for him. Okay, there's the 33 of Clarino making his way down the front straightaway. There is CJ Erdman and the 6 of Rahman. Still about 3 or so minutes to go in this warm-up session from Charlotte. Erdman heading through 1 and 2. Ooh, he had a bit of a bobble there. Car nearly went around. All right, wreck here on the backstretch. 3 minutes to go now in this session. There's a 90. So Braden Hunsaker is still fastest here in practice. Of course, qualifying coming up from Charlotte Motor Speedway. almost going around is that 90, and he will come to pit road. So we really haven't seen too much change throughout the fields here in practice. I believe track conditions probably changing. Track might be slowing down or whatnot. Still see Ortega back in 14th now. Improve a bit. Wilson's back to 15. So those two cars from Chandler Wilson Racing really not having the greatest start to this session though. That is Joseph Lewis. There's the 27 of Rojan Koch, the 9 of Bryce Benson, the 89 of Landon Johnson, the 90. There's 38. Oh, we got Richard Cherry. I'm looking to take the road course for some reason. There's 1 and 2. So, of course, half hour of practice winding down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are about to qualify for the season's NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series race in Charlotte. Hogan gets loose on the outside and will spin. So, of course, track conditions are going to be changing all day long here tonight. It will be starting towards maybe sunset, a little bit before sunset, 15 or so minutes before that happens. Then we'll be under the lights here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right, there's the 86 Ram. There's Cole Wilson in the wall. He is spinning down to the inside.
All right, Ethan. I got a big time question. Since we got 30 plus cars, we're gonna play a game. How many cautions are we predicting?
I'm not sure. We obviously, last time we had 30 plus cars was in Daytona. We had, of course, 35 to start the race. We have 35 right now. No, one more is going to be a D&Q. We didn't have any cautions the first half, but that was Daytona, and you're in a pack. Here in Charlotte, you're on your own. Cars are a whole lot more loose, of course. Actually, handling matters. I'm going to say 1 in the first half, maybe 3 in the second half.
No, I'm going to go like 7 total.
I don't know. It's either going to be clean all around or maybe a wreck fest. I don't think it's going to be a wreck fest. I doubt it will be. I don't want to curse it or anything. We haven't really had a wreck fest in the Xfinity in a long time. Maybe Chicagoland was the closest we were going to get to that. But, I don't know, we really don't even expect with these big fields for a race to be a wreck fest, even if we have 35 cars.
I remember last season, there was a big wreck on like lap 1 at this race. Because I was involved. Or it was early in the race.
Only thing I remember from last season is Mark Prince barrel rolling down the front straightaway. What a wreck that was. All right, but that'll do it here in practice. Qualifying is coming up here from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. Ready to qualify from Charlotte. Let's get this thing underway. 2 laps to do it as always here in quali for pole position. Here we go. Cars pulling onto the racetrack here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Who's going to win the pole to tonight's NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series race in Charlotte? 35 cars going for it. Let me make sure it is 35.
It's 35, 34, I think.
We got 35. Go back to live here in qualifying. Currently, right now, I don't think we're actually going to have D&Qs. We're going to just miss out on that. Here comes John Butler in the 09 full-time in the Cup Series, making a start tonight. Got 3 cars from Johnson Motorsports that are full-time in the Cup Series, making Cup Xfinity Series starts tonight. Butler, Johnson, and Reagan. Here's Aiden Schramm through 1 and 2. Really solid in practice, top 5, as he heads on to the back straightaway here. Got a car wreck, that's Greg Holes going around. Here comes William Reagan through 3 and 4. Oh, car stopped. That's, I believe, Hogan. Off turn 4 goes Rojan Koch. Christian Herklotz to the top of the board. Suarez is second. Chandler is third. Ortiz now to second. More drivers pulling on track. Here's CJ Ehrman on the bottom. He's currently 6th, coming to be on lap 2 here. Christian Herklotz, he is so far on provisional pole through turns 3 and 4, but how many more drivers will improve behind him? Off turn 4 he goes, back down the front straightaway. Poor Herklotz, playing to the grass slightly. He is now second. Ronan Suarez goes top of the board. Chandler is still third. Can he improve? He is done. He's only fourth. Here's John Butler, turns 3 and 4. Cherry is only ninth, but now he's fastest. Richard Cherry to the top of the board. He will go on provisional pole. Wyatt Youngblood is ninth. Here's Quadrano to the board. It's the 90. There's Bryce Benson pulling on track. Here's Matt Grab heading down the back straightaway. Delengo is going to go second. What a lap by the 90 machine. Here comes Matt Grab to 3 and 4. Still lots of heavy hitters to go. Matthew White, Braden Hunsick, or some others. Bryce Benton, Matt Grab, just Rod, some others as well. Oh, Wilson. Travis P10 on lap 1. Here comes Brandon Pfeiffer. Greg Holes. There comes Maddox Beard as well. There's Schramm. I believe he is done. If I'm not mistaken. I don't think he is. Here comes Max Stiffy to the line. He has a bit of a big point. Here comes Schramm across the line. He will go in the 86 machine. Starting his lap time. Max Stiffy heading down the back straightaway. Matt Grab to the top of the board. Here in qualifying. Knocks Cherry off provisional pole. Here comes Cole Wilson to the line. He, I believe, is starting his lap. Gotta qualify here. You don't want to be buried back in this field. 35 starters so far. Ooh, the 6 of Rahman nearly in the wall. Currently 23rd. Trying to improve here on lap 2. What is it going to be for the driver of the 6? Once it cycles back around, we will see. Still outside the top 20 for him. Schramm has hit the wall. He is, Rahman is 24th. Just giving you an update on him. Here's Maddox, Beard for 3 and 4. Butler is P10 now. McKinney is 9th. Schramm back in 19th after being top 5 in practice. Cross the line goes Maddox, Beard, and it's outside the top 10. 30 seconds to go. Here comes Justin Rott. He is yet to put down a time. He's loose! Oh, he's trying to save it here. He is completely sideways. Oh, this is going to be detrimental for Justin Rott. Not what he wanted to see at all. Went really late here in qualifying. I don't even know if he's going to have enough time to make a lap here. Ron, I believe, made the lap time, but he was completely sideways. He's 18th. Okay, a little bit better than starting outside the top 30, but still not that great. I don't think he's going to have enough time for a lap 2 here. Ortega is yet to qualify. Is he on track? No, he is not. Alexander Ortega. And to the line will go Rod. He will not make his second lap time. He'll start 18th. Alexander Ortega going to start, I believe, 30th. Doesn't make a qualifying lap. As we welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series Season number 4 race from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 35 cars, an absolutely full field, as many as you could possibly get. Ready to go in Charlotte. Crazy that we're only one car away from having a DNQ tonight. As we welcome you live in Charlotte. 100 laps here tonight. Halfway break going to be at the end of lap 50. We'll stop 10 to get stage points as always. As we look forward to this one coming up in Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's the 9th race of the Xfinity Series season. From Charlotte, North Carolina, or specific, oh my God, you know what I mean, Concord, North Carolina. Yeah, we retired tonight, apparently. But anyways, let's go through our starting grid. Yeah, Matt Grab on pole. He has 2 career Xfinity Series wins. Starting outside pole is Richard Cherry, your current Xfinity Series points leader. How about Delengo on row number 2 in his first ever Xfinity Series start will start 3rd. Suarez, what a great another start, good start for him. He was running inside of the top 5 in Rockingham. Bryce Benson will start 5th. Herklotz, another great start, going to be P6. Ortiz Chandler in row number 4. Then you got McKinney and Butler rounding at the top 10. And the rest of your top 20, top 30, and the rest of the grid rolling on the left side of your screen. Here tonight from Charlotte. This is Charlotte Motor Speedway in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. Starting in last is William Franklin, his first ever Xfinity start. So Landon, I don't know why I was going to call you Johnson, but Landon, you're going to be starting right with your driver here. So we'll see what happens up front. All right, car's just about to roll off the grid. All right, that was interesting, but here we go from Charlotte. Car's rolling off the pits. First gonna go green this time by. Check pit road speed this time by as we got cars rolling off the end of the grid. There is Alexander Ortega going to be starting 30th. Way back in the field, not what he wanted to see tonight. Matthew White is not on the grid, neither is Braden Hunsaker or TJ Moon. So not really sure what's going on there.
I get a good strat. I'm just going to follow Ortega.
I mean, that's not ever the worst thing to do. Moon has
and then I pile drive him on lap 16 because of a caution.
Yeah, White not making it to the grid, neither is TJ Moon. I don't think Hunsaker intended to make it to the grid. All right, here we go from Charlotte. This is the 9th race of the Xfinity Series season, and we head to Concord, North Carolina tonight. Going to be under the lights shortly as well. Next, they will come to check pit road speed this time. And their pit boxes. Big field of 30-plus cars ready to go tonight from Charlotte. As they will come single file down pit road. All the way back to 35th place, William Franklin. We have too many Williams now in Johnson Motorsports. All right, next they'll come back to 1 to go. Of course, Shoe's going to be on the start-finish line as always. If we need them on restarts. Ford Mustang pace car leading them through 1 and 2. Ready to come to the green flag here in Charlotte. Ready to get the season number 4 Xfinity Series race in Charlotte underway. Of course, this weekend is all about remembering your fallen military and what they all sacrificed so we could be here doing what we do tonight. And we'll have even more of that and even a moment of silence during the halfway break in tomorrow night's Charlotte 600. That's why you see all these patriotic paint schemes on the track tonight. Front row, Matt Grab, Richard Cherry, both from Team Chevy Motor Club. And I'll lead the field to the green flag. Both of these drivers have 2 career Xfinity wins apiece. Will one of them get their 3rd win tonight, or will a driver further back in the field be able to hold that victory? Here we go from Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. Pace car gonna make that hard left turn down pit road. Matt Grab, Richard Sherry leading the field to the green flag. The Xfinity Series is underway from Charlotte in Season 4.
And we're already trying to hurry.
Cars back there as they go side by side for second. The lingo to the inside of Matt Grab, or I should say Richard Cherry, as they head down the back straightaway. 3 wide further back, door to door, 2x2 for maybe 10 or 11 lanes to head to 3 and 4. Lights have already come on here in Charlotte. Side-by-side battle. Bryce Benson to the inside of the 31 around in Suarez, and leading lap 1 will be your pole sitter Matt Grab. The grass already 1 car there. It's an absolute mess back here. There's Sharam in the middle. There's the, I believe, White Youngblood on the bottom of the racetrack. Brendan Piper up there as well. 3 by 3, 1 and 2. Single file, maybe first 5, 6 or so cars. Ron and Suarez just hit the wall there. McKinney going to get to his inside. They're almost 3 wide again. Through 3 and 4 they will go here at Charlotte. The racetrack goes Suarez. Oh, in the wall. Once more as Chandler will make his way to the inside. You know how good Cameron is here at Charlotte. There's Cole Wilson as well falling in line. Greg Cole's trying to clear himself on Schramm there in front of Brandon Piper. And the lift there. Aggressive racing early on here from Charlotte. The leader currently Matt Grab, second. Now the 90 of Galango. side by side here. Battle for 6th. McKinney and Chandler. Cameron Chandler already trying to make his way up to the grid. He started P8. Watching this battle back here. Door-to-door battle. There's Herklotz. He started inside of the top 10. Falling back outside of that, of course, side by side with Wyatt Youngblood. Herklotz on the wall a bit. That is a battle for 15. And Iran and Suarez racing door to door here down the front. Straight away, they make contact. Suarez also starting to fall back through the fields. Come to lap 5 in Charlotte. Oh, Schramm trying to clear himself on Suarez. Of course, Schramm not a full-time regular. Suarez is, so Suarez not really going to be probably too appreciated of that. 3 wide as Piper goes down to the inside here on Maddox Beard and others. As they head back into 3 and 4. Piper through the middle there. They're nearly going to be 4 wide for a second. William Reagan on the bottom of the racetrack as well. Still 3 by 3. Oh, they make contact. Reagan is spinning. So is Maddox Beard. They both spin to the inside. We'll see if we keep it green. Oh, we got another car going off. That's Joseph Lewis. We say green. They both save it. No caution here in Charlotte. They're going to be getting back going again. Actually, the caution is out. I don't know why the yellow came. Oh, I believe Rojan Koch crashed as well. Caution is out for the first time tonight, lap number 6. Let's take a look at what happens. So it all started up there. They all saved it. And then let me take a look real quick. Oh, yes. Koch spun by himself. So I think it was just all a big bunch of chaos at that point. They were almost going... Yeah, they were almost going 4 wide. Let's take a look. So squeezing... Oh, yeah. So it all started... Suarez got squeezed with Maddox Beard, and then they spun William Reagan to the grass, and then they were almost wrecking here, but again, they both saved it. They had damage, though. You saw Joseph Lewis to the grass as well. Then you had Rojan Koch, he wrecked. You can actually find him. There he is in the 27. He's right along with Rojan Koch through this accident. Caution out first time in lap 6. Running along with Koch. Dropping McCain ahead of him, and they spin. Oh, he got hooked. Not really sure who that was from, as he will actually have a big connection issue. We'll take a look real quick at actually what went on there. Oh, it's landed. Let's see what happens.
I just didn't see him.
Oh, yeah, he completely checked up. So Joseph Lewis spun through the grass as well. All right, we got some cars pitting. A lot of drivers in the back half of the field. You get 3 sets of tires tonight. Usually for 90-lap mile-and-a-half races, you only get 2, so they get a bit of a buffer there because there's 10 more laps. They got lucky, so another extra set of tires from that. Cup Series tomorrow night has 5 sets.
Of course, I won't be able to race Cup because of my stupid job.
What's more important than FedEx?
No. Especially when you're only making like $300.
All right, so on lap 8 here in Charlotte. 8 laps complete of 100 here at the Charlotte 600 for the Xfinity Series, but the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Matt Grab has led every lap so far. Of course, he started on pole position. He beats Ford Mustang pace car ahead of him. So, coming to the choose cone this time by. Here comes cars off pit road. Gonna have to make your way off pit road before the pace car comes back around. Already nearly under full darkness here at Charlotte. As they'll come to the choose. Matt Crab, your current leader, will choose the inside. We got 4 cars going inside. That's shocking. That'll give Cameron Chandler and Cole Wilson the front row. Man, that was honestly a huge shock. Not really sure why they all chose the bottom. I mean, I know the outside isn't the preferred lane on these restarts, but it's not that bad. They got to give up 4 rows. So, definitely a very interesting choice. We're going to restart on lap 10 here in Charlotte. Side by side, rolling on the back straightaway. All right. So first caution of the night comes out. A couple of cars get spun around. Nobody really has that big of damage. Nobody, of course, still running. Back to 32nd place, Matt Xfinity. He had 35 entries, only 32 started the race. Here we go. And grabbing now, the 3 of Cameron Chandler on the front row. We'll see how the outside is able to fire off if it's a net gain from Chandler's machine. Green flag back in the air.
Outside line did not go.
Oh, and they're nearly wrecking through the grass. That 90 car, he'll save it. They're coming back up here as well. They're 3 wide. Everybody trying to make some saves. Somehow they didn't wreck there. Ortega through the middle. There's Max Ziffy in the 12 car. There's Bryce Benson in the 9. They're 3 by 3. Connor Asma hates when I say that, but they're 3 wide, heading down the back straight. Ortega going to get clear, maybe on Max Ziffy as well. That was nearly a terrible crash. Somehow they all are able to save it. Cameron Chandler actually fired off in second, and he currently is going to keep P2. There's Cole Wilson now third. Look at Smash back here, got a car on the wall. It was Joseph Lewis a little bit. Got Wyatt Youngblood now to his inside. CJ Urban to the bottom as well. Car on the wall again, that's Max Diffie. He's a little bit loose. They got Ortega to the inside of that 12 machine. Bryce Benson trying to make some work up through the field. You have 43 of Hogan on the top line run, and Suarez back here as well. Getting a good run. You're going to see drivers do that all day long. They contact that 90 of Delango falling back to the field yet again. He started, of course, inside of the top 10. He's falling outside of the top 15 now. As he'll have CJ Urban working his way to the inside. Urban Hansen figuring in 15th place. Ortega already up from 13th. He started, of course, 30th. Inside of the top 15 now. Max Stiffy in the wall slightly. Chandler just took the lead from Matt Grab. New leader in Charlotte. It's the 3 of Cameron Chandler. Matt Grab back to second, but he's working his way to the inside. You can see the 22 of Cole Wilson as well. I mean, what a net gain by Cameron Chandler by choosing the outside as Brandon Pfeiffer gets blocked by Schramm hugely on the back straightaway. And that's a battle for 5th place. Justin Rott up from 18th, inside of the top 6 now. And here's Cole Wilson trying to work on Matt Grab. Battle for 2nd place here in Charlotte. Wilson gonna try to squeeze his nose down in there for 2nd. Can't do it in this battle. We got a door-to-door battle. What is 8th place? Ronan Suarez and Bryce Benson. Ortega now inside of the top 10. He is fast, and he is coming. All of the Chandler Wilson racing cars are quick. They run 1st, 3rd, and 10th right now for the drivers inside of the top 10. Oh, contact! Carlos Ortiz gets shoved in the wall by CJ Erdman. Erdman is going to be up here inside of the top 10 now, or nearly inside of the top 15, I should say. Side by side with Max Stiffy. Battle Wyatt Youngblood currently running a P11. Ortega also trying to march his way up the field. He's got Youngblood on his bumper. Still heading onto the back straightaway at Charlotte. 15 laps in. Hogan on the back bumper of Max Stiffy. Once again, push him up the racetrack, and trying to get side by side with him. But he stays on his bumper there. You can see the 01 of McKinney down to the inside of the lane as well. Trying to get a run. Looks like McKinney hit the apron slightly. He's going to slide up the racetrack nearly to the door of Hogan. Cherry's on the inside of Ronan Suarez back here. Top 3, Chandler, Grab, and Wilson. All of them with multiple Xfinity Series career wins. Big block there, Ronan Suarez. You can see the 32 of Ortega trying to get around Richard Cherry for 9th. Now he's looking to the outside, possibly on that number 31 of Ronan Suarez. Ortega pretty good on the long runs. See what he can do tonight.
Oh no, I found Carlos Ortiz. We all know what happens when I race around him.
Yeah, but Landon, you're making your way to the front of the field. You started like 30th or something like that. You're up to 18th.
and was involved in a wreck.
We're gonna battle for second. Here is Cole Wilson to the inside of Matt Grab. For P2 here in Charlotte. Door to door in lap 18. Your pole sitter Matt Grab gonna try to fight Wilson. He's gonna push the racetrack nearly to the walls. Matt Grab slides, so does Cole Wilson, but Wilson is clear for second place. Not really sure how happy Matt Grab's gonna be over that one. You'll have to fall back to 53. You got Schramm now gonna try to catch the back of the 53 of Matt Grab. Matt Grab not giving up though. He's got a run here on Cole Wilson down this back straightaway.
Okay, this is way off topic. Somebody just asked what halfway was in a 100-lap race.
Somebody can't do basic math tonight. We got a battle here side by side. Justin Rott to the inside of Brandon Piper. I'm sure it was Cole Wilson. Had to be. As this is for 5th place.
It was Youngblood.
Oh. No comment. As they head onto the back straightaway yet again, Rott is clear on Piper. We look back now. There's the 32 of Alexander Ortega battling now Ronan Suarez for 8th. We're going to march up the field for that 4 driver for Chandler Wilson Racing. Youngblood currently up there in 10th.
I'm almost in the top 15. Look at me go.
Landon Johnson marching his way up to the field, currently in at 16th. Here's Hogan down to the outside. Richard Cherry has been falling back here. Of course, their points leader. He's outside of the top 10 now, currently running in 14th, I believe. Oh, car got loose. That's Jacob Carino down to the inside. It is just an absolute dogfight back here, like it always is, outside the top 15, top 20 in the Xfinity Series. Man, they just go for it. They're all over each other all the time. Here is Bryce Benton working his way to the inside of Brandon Piper. For 6th place, Piper starting to fall back in the field. 7th. Benton barely clears him off corner exit, and hitting the wall is Ronan Suarez. Piper trying to fight his way back to the inside. Benton tries to block, but Piper is there. Chandler falling about now a 9-10 second lead. Caution is out. Not really sure what it's for. Oh, we got some debris on the back straightaway. 2 cars slow. It's 2 cars from Johnson Motorsports, William Reagan and William, whatever his name is.
William. There you go.
Yeah.
Of course, it's my people.
Let's take a look. I'm not really sure what. Oh, it's actually Greg Hulls who actually destroyed the back of the 36 of Reagan. So Reagan, not good, obviously. Got 72 car. Then watch Greg Hulls. Oh my God, just under him he goes. Joseph Lewis nearly got a piece of it. Zane Rahman as well. Brody Webster nearly got involved. Franklin didn't actually get involved. I correct my mistake. It's right along here with Greg Hulls, but yeah, William Reagan just got absolutely destroyed. Greg Hulls, man, he has had some bad luck, and this will continue his bad luck.
I don't know what I want to do.
Oh,
I think I think it's a split decision to come down pit, so maybe not.
we'll
I'm
see.
going to take fresh tires.
Here we go. Cars are pitting. Your leaders mostly stay out. First car to pit is Richard Cherry. Ready 2 caution flags in the first 23 laps here at Charlotte.
Rather be on offense than defense.
There is Ortiz coming to the pits as well. As they roll off pit road. I'm going to be interested to see if these guys take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, especially for drivers like Ortiz and Cherry. Cherry is taking 4 fresh tires. There is the 33 rolling off. Perklotz as well pitting. Landon Johnson now rolling off the pits. The 96 of Greg Hulls, the 36 of William Reagan. There's Brody Webster in the 88. Joseph Lewis there in that 28 car, and William Franklin. He's been running last all day long, but in his debut, not really expecting a whole lot, I'm assuming. Still all cars left running currently, but 96 of Greg Hulls has big damage, and we'll see if he's able to continue. Cameron Chandler currently leading here in Charlotte, coming to lap 25 this time by. All right. So coming to the choose cone here. We're going to see how many drivers choose the outside. Of course, Chandler's going to choose bottom. That'll give Wilson the front row. So, yeah, they thought better of it at this point. Driver's actually going to choose the outside. Obviously, it didn't really make sense to go all bottom 4 there. It really didn't pay out. Cameron actually ended up getting the lead, and it was a huge, huge net gain for him. Greg Coles is still rolling. So is Cherry back to 31st, though. And there's Delango back to 32nd. So we're going to restart here on lap 26.
I think a lot of people still went to the bottom, though. I gained some positions there.
Yeah, outside really obviously still wasn't the most popular, but it was a whole lot more popular than it used to be. We saw so many cars going bottom that first restart.
Oh, I gained 2 positions. Never mind.
All right, we're going to be restarting for the second time tonight. Working caution flag number 2. 2 early cautions in this race. Going to mix some things up. So looking back there, Cherry, got to talk about him. He has fresh tires. He'll be restarting in last, but we'll see how he's able to drive up to the field. Try to score stage points in about 25 laps. Can he do that? It's going to be a tall, tough to ask, or tall order to ask, but we'll see what he can do. As we'll come back to the green flag on lap 26 here in Charlotte. Good restart for Cole Wilson as well in the outside lane. Yeah, obviously outside really isn't too big of a disadvantage. So we'll slide into second place. Oh, we got a car getting loose. That was Brandon Piper on the low side. He's currently on the apron. Obviously, yeah, save it, but he's going to lose so many spots. This is going to be detrimental for the driver of the 77 that was running inside of the top 15. May fall back to 30th here. 3 wide. White Youngblood in the middle. You got Jamie McKinney in the wall. Alexander Ortega currently in 10th. Side by side here, Schramm, and now to the inside here for the lead. Cole Wilson and Cameron Chandler. As they head back into 1 and 2. Wilson trying to drive it in deep. Chandler going to still keep it on his outside lane. Justin Rott inside of the top 5 as well. Same thing with Bryce Benton. Doors slamming. Nearly they make contact. They do make contact through 3 and 4. Pulling outside once again and probably letting him go is Cole Wilson as Cameron Chandler will lead this lap yet again. Wilson will fall to second. Matt Grab on his bumper. He'll pull to the outside lane. Matt Grab obviously probably not too happy with Cole Wilson after what happened when he got around him. Does Matt Grab repay the favor? Ron and Suarez hit the whoa! They make contact. 2 Toyotas on the backstretch. It's Schramm and Youngblood. Schramm has gotten aggressive here in this race so far. Here comes Alexander Ortega to the wall. He will hit that thing side by side. You got a car blinking. That's probably the worst spot to blink. And they're going to be 3 wide here down the front straightaway with McKinney to the bottom. He's going to maybe gain 3 spots from this. Oh, contact! Schramm is crashing. He's in the wall. They'll try to keep it up there, and then they're just going to hit each other. What is going on? They all are going to somehow save it for now. I think they somehow will save it. We're going to stay green.
Oh my God! I about died.
Okay, Schramm is not doing a good job at all trying to get out of the way. He has big damage on that 86 machine. As they head down the front straightaway, somehow we keep it green to lap 30. Justin Rott now to the inside of Matt Grab. That is battle for 3rd. Side by side heading down this back straightaway here at Charlotte. Schramm going to fall to last, probably going to have to pit. How about Alexander Ortega making his way up to 8th place? Right now, instead of the top 10, in position to score stage points, Schramm will come to pit road in the 86 machine. Here's Bryce Benson working to the bumper of Justin Rye, who has made his way inside of the top 4. And obviously, starting in the back, it was such a tough journey getting to the front of the field. You see the back bumper of that number 76 Rye with damage. A little bit loose there off corner exit. He's got Bryce Benson closing up to his bumper for 4th place. Chandler still leading this race. Cole Wilson still second. Matt Grabb still third. Looking back here, the battle of the inside. How about on fresh tires, Richard Cherry? I was going to say, is he going to be able to do stage points? I thought that was a tall order to ask, but he is already inside of the top 10. This is just showing how big of a deal tires are. Able to avoid all of that chaos that nearly went on back there. Next in to the outside here. This, obviously, all race has been chaos outside of the top 15. Landon Johnson to the inside of Diffie, he'll clear him. But Cherry already inside of the top 10. He is in prime position. The scores, oh, we got a car up the racetrack. That's Brody Webster to score some pretty good stage points. He came into this race as your points leader. Johnson inside of Webster.
I don't like being back here.
Yeah, obviously not
Like
the...
Oh,
what is
God.
Ronan Suarez doing? And he's going to get destroyed by Landon Johnson. That was horrible by the 31 Ronan Suarez. I don't understand what that was. I mean, that was... What was he doing? Why was he there?
It just came from the apron, shot up the track.
It's the second time. What is he? Where is he going? Okay. Let's take a look at this. Bringing out caution flag number 3. Oh, he gets dumped by Jamie McKinney. Cherry nearly got a piece of it, but he's through the grass here at this point. I don't know how he didn't save that. And then just come back into front of the field. There is Johnson getting absolutely destroyed. And that was just a big slide through the grass for Ronan Suarez. It's one of the dumbest accidents I think I've ever seen in my life. It's right along with Johnson here. He's got the bad end of the stick. Already 3 cautions tonight, 35 laps in. And, oh, nowhere to go. Man.
I guess I should have turned up the hill.
Along with the Owen of Jamie McKinney through this accident to see what he saw. So we can get a better look at this, how he turned him. Suarez up the racetrack here. Just gets a good run on him. He basically just ran through him there. Honestly, that's what it looked like. I don't know if he was trying to check up or what. He didn't really do that good of a job at obviously checking up. He just ran straight through him. Suarez takes the longest slide I've ever seen through the grass. This probably also ends the night of Landon Johnson. Cameron Chandler currently leading 36 laps in. We're also coming close to the stage. We have already had 3 caution flags today. Chaotic start to this race.
I was having fun too. I was going through the field twice.
Yeah, Landon, you had good speed there. Unfortunate for that accident.
Ashton, can I get a fast repair?
Oh, wow. All right, anyways, we're rolling here on lap 36 in Charlotte. It has been such a chaotic start to the race. We had some cars in the back pit. There's 36 of Reagan, the 96 of Greg Holes. Man, this race has just been absolutely insane so far tonight in Charlotte.
I jinxed myself too. I said I don't want to be back here, and then I get jump scared.
I mean, all the drivers up front, they've been the one avoiding the chaos. Ones avoiding the chaos will come to the shoes this time. Chandler chooses inside, Wilson outside to grab it. So it's kind of like one inside, one outside. Maybe you're going to switch it up here with Ortega and Ortiz, but for the most part, it's bottom top.
Well, I guess
Oh, my God! Rojan Koch just ran to the back of Pepper. Not really sure what happened there.
It's about normal.
Coming to the shoes. And man, Koch has damage. There's Suarez trying to get back going as well. I mean, the back of the field, shoes cone can kind of create those things sometimes. Aiden Schramm.
I guess I'll join you in the booth.
Yeah, unfortunate for you, Landon. Early DNF here. Not even halfway here in Charlotte. Just I don't even know what to call that luck. That was horrible.
I feel like
Horrible
every
luck.
Xfinity race, I wreck out around lap 30 anymore. Pretty sure that's when I wrecked at Rockingham around lap 30.
Come back to the green flag this time by on lap 38. It's obviously one of the tighter mile-and-a-half tracks as well, and with so many cars in this one tonight, drivers have not really been giving each other space, especially early in the race. We're going to come back to the restart here again in Charlotte. Coming back to 13 to go to the halfway break. Stage points are awarded to the top 10. Back underway. Side by side, what a good restart by Cole Wilson from the outside lane. He is keeping it even with Cameron Chandler as they head back into 1 and 2. Wilson, Chandler, side by side, 3 wide behind him. Brock didn't get a great restart. We'll have Cherry to his outside. As they head down the back straightaway. Side by side, still fully. Chandler going to drive it in deep on Cole Wilson. Wilson trying to keep it there on the outside lane. He will pull Chandler back, and they're going to be door-to-door racing down the front straightaway. What kind of run will Bryce Benton have here? Matt Grabb trying to hold on to that spot, but he's got Carlos Ortiz who is inside. Benton trying to get to the bumper of these two. Chandler big sent it to the inside lane. These two teammates and team owners racing side by side. Down the back stretch yet again. Wilson's going to have good momentum coming off the outside lane. He may be able to clear Chandler. Chandler, though, still keeping it low. Chandler going to slide up the racetrack nearly to the door of that 22. Here comes Ortiz pushing him. Maybe going to think about 3 wide. We'll think better of it, though. Battle up front, side by side for the lead. Lead here in Charlotte. Oh, Chandler up the track. What kind of run will Carlos Ortiz have? This field is really kind of split up back there, as you can see. Still, though, side by side for the race lead. Chandler going to push Wilson up the racetrack. Here comes Ortiz, going to try to make it 3-1 maybe. He will be 3 by 3. Oh, Chandler's loose. Ortiz trying to find his way in there as they head back into 1 and 2. Chandler really drives in it deep, but he's up the racetrack. Here comes Carlos Ortiz for the race lead. Pfeiffer slow in the bottom. Here comes Cherry as well.
3 wide.
Yeah, remember Cherry on pressure tires. Wilson in the middle. Cherry trying to drive it back to the race lead, though. He'll pass Wilson, and he'll be side by side with Chandler, and clearing him for second. In the wall goes Cameron Chandler. He's going to fall back to 3rd, possibly even 5th with Bryce Benton. And for the race lead, Cherry trying to take it away from Ortiz. 29 on fresher tires than most of your leaders. Battle for the top spot in Charlotte. To the inside he goes. He is there side by side as they head back down the front straightaway from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got door-to-door action behind him. Ortega on the outside back there. He's trying to drive his way inside of the top 5 for the first time tonight. Still side by side for the race lead. Ortiz doing a nice job keeping it on the outside lane. Cherry gonna be able to clear him off corner exit and take the lead in Charlotte. Ooh, look at this action. 3 wide. Cole Wilson is now clear for 3rd. Chandler to 4th. Ortega going to be clear for 5th as Benton will fall back to 6th. Matt Grabb 8th now. Your pole sitter. Ortega, or I should say Herklots now in maybe position for some stage points inside of the top 10.
These 2 leaders are just running side by side, lap after lap.
And they're back door-to-door. Ortiz back at the bottom of Cherry. Cherry doing everything he can to hold on, but Ortiz really impressing. Ooh, look at this action back here. How about CJ Erdman inside of the top 10 now? And these 2 have pulled away from the rest of the field. Is Ortiz on fresh tires? He may be. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like he might be though. They're just gapping themselves from this battle that's just raging on.
I don't think he did. I know Cherry did.
Yeah. Cherry restarted 30th, and he's already up to the lead. Oh! Getting loose in the back straightaway. Maddox Beard just gotta hope he keeps that out of the way. He's just gonna spin to the inside. Will hit the wall yet again, but he is out of the way of the leaders, and will stay green. Cherry is clear. Here we go, side by side. Bryce Benton and Matt Grabb. 5 to go till the stage. Berklotz has found the outside. He is trying to battle for some stage points. Justin Rod has fallen outside of the top 10. Back to 12th place. Ortega to the inside of Cameron Chandler for 4th place. Ortega started 30th. He's already inside of the top 5 on lap 46. Erdman, I believe he's on fresh tires as well. He is clear for 3rd. He's going to really shake up some things. Erdman really needed these good points, trying to finish 3rd in the stage. He's also running down Ortiz and Cherry. Could he possibly win the stage? You never know. Here comes Ortega to the outside now of Cole Wilson, trying to get some momentum off corner exit.
It is a hornet's nest from Cole Wilson to probably, I think, John Butler.
Yeah, I think Ortiz, or I should say Wilson, holding up Ortega here. There is Ornament to the inside of Carlos Ortiz. This is for 2nd. He's going to have to pull back in line as they head to green 4 yet again. Ooh, he's going to push him all the way down. He'll push him up the racetrack as he'll move to the inside here for P2. Coming to 2 to go to the stage. For 2nd, Erdman is clear on the 10 of Ortiz. He has fresher tires than Richard Cherry, who has fresher tires than all these guys. And look at Ortega to the outside of Cole Wilson. Car on the wall, McKinney a bit. Benson looking inside as well on Matt Grab and Cameron Chandler. Coming to the final lap, this time behind the stage. Can Erdman run down your leader, Cherry? 1 to go till the halfway break. Here is Art Berklotz and Butler side by side for the final stage point. We'll head back into 1 and 2. Ortega currently has 4th. We're looking up front. Erdman trying to run down your leader. Don't think he's going to be able to get there. Car on the wall, that's Cameron Chandler. Hits the wall pretty good there. We'll have maybe a couple cars pass him. There's McKinney trying to make it 3 wide to the inside as well. Off turn 4 is going to be Cherry coming to the green and white checker flag to win the stage. Another great points day for him as they will come. Erdman 2nd, Ortiz 3rd, and battle for, that was 7th. Grab got it, Chandler 8th, McKinney 9th. Butler gets that final spot in the top 10, and Herklotz just going to miss out on stage points. We are under the halfway break at Charlotte. There is your stage winner, Richard Cherry. Good stage points for him, as once again he entered this race as the points leader over Cole Wilson, who finished 5th in this stage. So, gonna gain some on him. Ortega was inside the top 3 in points. He finishes 4th. Great stage finish for CJ Erdman. It's P2. All right. Caution flag out here from Charlotte. Currently under the halfway break. Very, very chaotic, to say the least. First half, 3 cautions for incident in the first 52 laps. Under halfway here in Charlotte. Pfeiffer has retired from this race, so we have got 3 cars officially out of the race. A couple didn't start. Johnson, Scram, and Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer didn't need this one. He currently entered, I believe, inside of the playoffs. This is going to be a big hit for him. Helping finish 30th. Here we go. Halfway break, pit stops. Everybody going to come to pit. There is Cole Wilson as well. Ortega, not great pit selection, got that 30th box, but we'll still have to deal with it. Everybody I think, should be able to make it to the end now with this pit stop.
Yes, we had like 60 laps on field.
How about the 72? Pritchard going to roll off first. Obviously, he only took 2 tires of just fuel. Second is going to be Cheery, who beats Erdman. 3rd, Erdman. 4th, Ortega. 5th, Wilson. 6th, that 9, Bryce Benton. 7th, or 8th now, Matt Grab. Diffie going to stay out. I don't think he actually meant to do that. I'm assuming he's going to pit again. But we're under the halfway break here in Charlotte on lap 53. We'll be right back. All right, back here in Charlotte. Of course, they just came to the choose. They're going to be restarting over halfway now in this Xfinity Series race in Charlotte. Max Stiffy actually did mean to stay out. The one that didn't mean to stay out didn't mean to take a few only, was that 72 car. So Diffie, interesting strategy here. Not really sure what he's going for. I don't think he's going to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Obviously on older tires, so leader's got to be careful. CJ Erdman's actually going to start in the front row here. Sure, he picked bottom. All right, here we go once again in Charlotte. Let's get this thing back underway. Gonna be Diffie on older tires, and CJ Erdman, that first one, finished second in the stage and will be leading the field on fresh tires. I'm going to be interested to see how that 12 car gets away here. I'm assuming it's not going to be the greatest of entries to the restart zone.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be wheel spin. Oh,
he actually
took off pretty good.
I'm shocked by that. That's out to him, of course. A really good restart as we get back underway here in Charlotte. On lap 55 to the inside now for second. Here's Thierry on Erdman. Oh, Erdman has a bit of a slide in front of Alexander Ortega there. And then you got a run down the, oh, we got a car getting sideways. Oh, and they're wrecking. Big wreck in the back straightaway, hard to the wall. Couple of cars, the idiot of going around as well. Some cars just avoid it. McCain and Herklotz, though, big wreck here on the back straightaway. Gonna take them both out of this race. Caution is out once again, just like that. This is the 5th caution of the night. Let's take a look at what happens. So side by side, it all started with John Butler. Oh, he just gets completely sideways and in front of the whole field. And they just wreck, of course. Big hits for both those cars. Ooh, Zane Rahman somehow just missed all that. Let's actually ride along here for the 6. Huge wreck. Riding along with Zane Rahman. Both came up the track. Oh my God! Somehow missed both of them. Justin Rock got a piece of the wall a bit. See how much that affected him. Here now with riding along with McCain. Oh yeah. Oh. Big shots all around. Oh, look at 76. So Justin Rock finally got a break there. I thought that was going to be turning into another one of those bad moments for Justin Rott in that 76 machine. All started John Butler. Man, he's such a dependable driver. Usually don't see those kind of mistakes by him. Brody Webster got a piece of it as well. Some actually save it, though, down to the inside. Really didn't have too much damage there. All right. We're under the caution flag here yet again in Charlotte. Ortega is stopping on the back straightaway. What's going on? Oh, apparently he pulled out too far in front. That's what happens. He's being scored to the leader. Not the first time we've seen these kind of things. As he will now try to roll the follow back into line where he's actually supposed to be. All right. Obviously, a real quick caution here. Going to be interested to see what kind of action we see through the rest of this race. I don't know. I have a feeling this is either going to be the final caution of the night or maybe another start to the chaos. I hope I'm wrong with that second part. Because I feel like these things usually kind of happen, unless it's Chicagoland. Like we had this season in the Xfinity Series, will come to the choose again. Thierry chooses bottom. Take it outside. Choose on back here as well. The weekend all started, of course, with the Truck Series race with a caution-free showing there. Then we went to iCar. 4 cautions in the first half in that race, and already 5 cautions tonight. 4 for incident in Charlotte. for the Xfinity Series. And of course, reminder, once again, the NASCAR, iRacing, and FedEx Cup Series heads to the Charlotte Motor Speedway tomorrow night. It's the Charlotte 600, one of the biggest races of the season, another crown jewel event here in Concord, North Carolina. Of course, a little finish will focus on remembering and saluting our fallen soldiers. And pre-race will start 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night, and we'll be on the track at 8. Live on the channel. It'll be a long one. Season number 4, Charlotte 600 for the Cup Series. Here we go. Going to be Cherry restarting on the inside of Alexander Ortega. What kind of restart is Alexander Ortega going to get on the outside lane? He's been slowly but surely marching his way up through the fields all day long. Started 30th. He's in 2nd. Here we go. Restarting on lap 59. Good restart by Cherry on the inside lane. Ortega now side by side with CJ Erdman. Didn't get the best of restarts. He's on the outside of that 94 machine as they head back into 1 and 2. Cameron Chandler trying to file his nose down in there. Erdman can maybe try to block for a second as they head onto the back straightaway. 3 wide. Chandler, Erdman, and Wilson. Ooh, Chandler gonna squeeze Erdman down to the inside. Still 3 wide. Oh, Erdman makes contact with Colt Wilson. Then he got Matt Grab involved here as well as they head down the front straightaway. Coming to lap 60. We're taking clear for 2nd place in the grass slightly is Jamie McKinney. Chandler trying to clear Cole Wilson. He is to 3rd. And now looking for 2nd. Here he goes, Cameron Chandler on Alexander Ortega. For P2 in Charlotte. Big Sen just going to completely drive by him. Look at this battle, almost 3 wide yet again. Wilson sliding up, Erdman as well. Matt Grab on the bottom, and the 32 of Ortega not firing off well at all. And now for the lead, here we go. Cameron Chandler on the 29 of Cherry up front. Trying to retake it, and once again in Charlotte, new leader, Cameron Chandler. Ortega now trying to fight back here. Running in 3rd, but he's got 2 cars side by side on his bumper. Ooh, he gets loose on the outside lane as they push each other down this front straightaway. Cole Wilson on the back bumper of that 32 of Alexander Ortega. Head back into 1 and 2. Everyone racing each other really, really tight. Oh, Cole Wilson, he is sideways, and somehow they all hang on to it. But Cole Wilson going to lose maybe 10 spots. Oh, Joseph Lewis, he'll spin. Little snaggery. He will actually save it. No caution. But Cole Wilson, he is going to fall back to 12th from that near spin. Somehow everybody saved it there. Nobody went fully around as McKinney makes his way to the inside of CJ Erdman. Then here comes Bryce Benson to the outside of Alexander Ortega. That 32 is starting to fall off here. But what kind of momentum and run will he have on this longer run if we get one? Grab started on pole, sliding ahead of Bryce Benson. Benson's been quiet tonight, but currently runs 4th. Erdman, McKinney, side by side. Erdman having a really good day. Same thing with Jamie McKinney. Oh, Ortega got loose in the bottom. He'll slide up in front of these 2. He gets loose yet again as they head onto the back straightaway. Ortega, the handling of that number 32 machine, is it starting to fade? Clear once again on them, and he'll go to work on Matt Grab. Oh, pushed in the wall was CJ Erdman by McKinney. That's the 2nd time McKinney has gotten to one of these clear high racing drivers. The first one was, of course, Ronan Suarez. Chandler already pulling out about half a second on Richard Cherry. Cherry now has company. Bryce Benson trying to get to his bumper. And here we go, McKinney to the inside of Ortega. Battle for 5th place. Ortiz as well trying to get involved here. He is to the outside. Ortega trying he gets the bumper of Matt Grab as well, so he'll slide up the racetrack. Still side by side with that 10 of Ortiz, and he has to fall back in line to 6th place, and Ortiz is up to 5th. 3 wide for the back. There's Erdman up the track. Cole Wilson going to try to make his way back to the inside to regain positions up to 10th. White Youngwood on the bottom. There's Hogan to the top as well. Trying to rerun down Cameron Chandler. Bryce Benton not giving up though, still running 3rd. Here we go. How about Carlos Ortiz to the outside of Matt Grab? Ortega trying to get involved in this battle as well. Ooh, Matt Grab nearly squeezed the 10 of Ortiz. Where will Ortega go? He'll pull it outside of Matt Grab. They go side by side down this back straightaway. Battle for 5th place. Ortega trying to regain himself some spots inside of the top 5. And he does that and moves up 5th. It's about a White Youngblood and Justin Rott. This is currently for 10th. Youngblood having a good day inside of the top 10 right now. Hogan currently running at 12th. Erdman falls back to 13th. Oh, Wilson up to 9th. After that near spin. Oh, in the wall goes McKinney. He'll check up to the inside. Nearly went around there, but that's going to give the 01 some pretty significant damage, I would have to imagine. Right to the inside. Oh, McKinney's loose again in the 01 car. All trying to hang on to it back here. There is Rott to the outside of White Youngblood, and then you got Cole Wilson to the inside of James McKinney. Rott is starting to really get to that wall. You got a car on the wall as well. That's the 90 of Alango. Has actually drove his way inside of the top 10 yet again. We go to the outside. Hogan on Youngblood. Somebody has a bad link. They go side by side, and Hogan going to be clear for that position. Youngblood starting to fall back through the field to 13th. And here we go. Ortega pressuring Carlos Ortiz. Cole Wilson moves to the inside of Jamie McKinney and takes 8th place away. Same thing with Justin Rott looking to battle for 9th. Big send to the inside once again by Rott. Pushing it down low into a clear. McKinney off corner exit. McKinney looking for a crossover. Cannot get there. We have 29 laps to go in Charlotte. Starting to come to the closing stages of this thing. Ortega still keeping it solid on the back bumper of Carlos Ortiz, and Cameron Chandler has about a 3/10 lead over Cherry and Benton. Flames coming out of these pipes as Cole Wilson moves to the inside of his teammate Delango for 7th place. Door to door for P7. Wilson gonna try to clear him off corner exit. He is clear, barely though, on his teammate. Now Justin Rott gonna go to work on that 90 car. Rott's had a really quiet day. Ran outside of the top 10, I feel like, for most of it. Started 18th. Drove inside of the top 5 for a small section of this race, but after that really was nowhere to be seen. He's on the back bumper of Delango for 8th place, and he'll move to the outside of him. Cherry is now in between now 2/10 of a second as Rott hits the wall slightly. Cherry trying to run down Cameron Chandler. Cole Wilson, or I'm sorry, that's not Cole Wilson, that's Ortiz in the wall. That's going to allow Ortega to clear him. Up to P4 goes the 32 of Ortega. Now Matt Grab to the inside of that 10 of Ortiz. Big mistake. Maybe going to cost him 2 spots. They will catch a lap car. That is Ronan Suarez, kind of in a bad spot there for Cameron Chandler off corner exit. Suarez has a blink. Cherry going to move to his inside. Not really the greatest thing when the lap cars blinking like that. And they will, top 3 will get around him cleanly. He is very, very slow. I think he should just honestly move out of the way here as they head down the front straightaway yet again. Here's Ortega to clear that 31. He's going to really come down on him. Obviously, everybody's screaming on the radio for him to get out of the way. Don't want to get caught up behind him. As here's Bryce Benton trying to work his way to the inside of Richard Cherry, battle for second place. As they run around the lap car. Ortega also trying to run these three down. Can he do
top
it?
Three. Top three kind of broke away after that lap car. There's a couple lap cars.
On the wall, Greg Poles now get a side-by-side battle as Cole Wilson tries to drive around Carlos Ortiz. He is trying to recover. He needs to do that to keep this regular season championship battle close with Richard Cherry. Crossover move, Ortiz back to the inside of that 22 Wilson. Cameron Chandler going for 2 Charlotte Xfinity wins in a row. He already has won 2 of his 4 Xfinity Series starts this season. Defending Xfinity Series champion. Oh, hitting the apron is Ortiz in front of Justin Rott. To the outside goes that 76 car for 7th. Ortiz starting to fall back here as the run continues.
He's got to have damage from hitting that wall a few laps ago.
Yeah, not really looking so good for Carlos Ortiz, who finished 3rd in the stage, back to 8th place in this race. How about Justin Rott, up inside of the top 7 now? He is not giving up. Ortega not really making a dent on these 3. Now he's got Matt Grab coming to his bumper. We know how good Matt Grab is on the longer runs. He started on pole, trying to battle for 4th place this is. Benson has been all over the back bumper of Richard Cherry's. They're going to catch a slower car. That's Max Stiffy. 20 laps to go in Charlotte. Benson will clear the lap car. Max Stiffy gets in the wall. As here is Matt Grab on the back bumper of Alexander Ortega for 4th place. Ortega, it seems like once he gets to maybe like 5th, 4th, he kind of stalls out in front of the lap car. Really gets caught in a bad spot. That'll allow maybe Matt Crab to get there. Ortega lost momentum. This race for the win is not over. Top 3 all over each other. So here is Cherry trying to get to the bumper once again on Cameron Chandler. Both these 2 looking for their 3rd wins of the year. Bryce Benton looking for his first ever Xfinity win. He's to the inside of Cherry for 2nd. Lap car might compromise this. That's William Franklin at the bottom. We'll move out of the way, but kind of gave up the bottom to Benton. Here we go, Matt Grab on Alexander Ortega. P4. Lap car gonna make Matt Grab have to move to the outside once again. That's a no now, gaining on Cherry with 17 laps to go in Charlotte. Benton has really been keeping in the dirty air of that 29 car. Now, you see the 32 of Ortega. He's up the racetrack. Matt Grab trying to do anything he can to get around it. Ooh, that lap car. William Franklin and Cole Wilson start to make contact. Justin Rock going to try to get by as well. Here is Matt Grab clearing Alexander Ortega. Grab the 53 is up to 4th. And he'll try to run down these 3. We know he is quick. Quicker than that 32 of Ortega. And he may even be the quickest one on track. We'll see in a few laps' time. Now, Bryce Benton trying to work his way to the outside. He has started to maybe find that wall. You haven't seen a whole ton of drivers really rip the fence tonight. Cherry's got a run on Chandler down this back straightaway, though. Cameron Chandler looking to tie Aiden Donahue for all-time wins in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. Donahue just went one ahead of him after that. I'm sorry, trying to go within one of Aiden Donahue. Donahue got his 12th career win at Rockingham last week. Chandler currently has 10 career Xfinity Series victories, but he's up the racetrack slightly. Here comes the 29 of Cherry. He's got momentum down the front straightaway. Three-way dead heat for the win. Less than 15 to go in Charlotte. This thing is on up front. And here's Bryce Benson trying to make his way to the inside of Richard Cherry. Cherry trying to use that maybe middle lane to gain momentum. He's going to have a good run coming, and he's looking to the inside. Your points leader on Cameron Chandler. Battle for the lead in Charlotte, side by side. Cherry once again trying to get there. Chandler, though, on the outside through the middle, has good momentum. Cherry gets slightly loose, but he's going to be able to keep it there as they head side by side. 13 to go. What will Bryce Benson be able to do? They're still door-to-door, down into 1 and 2. Cherry and Chandler. Benson, he's got to be watching here, making sure he can maybe find a way around these two. Matt Grab trying to close up back there as well. Big send by Richard Cherry to the inside lane. He's almost clear Chandler, but momentum coming for the 3. He is still keeping it outside. Side by side, once again, racing for the lead in Charlotte. Laying the race. Oh, Cherry up the racetrack slightly. Chandler, though, trying to keep it up top. He's still there. Benton's got to run. Where is he going to take it? Will he think about 3 wide? Ooh, Chandler going to squeeze Cherry down. He's got good momentum once again off corner exit. Can he clear the 29? No, he cannot. Cherry's still there. But he now clears him. Benton pushing on the 29, and he's looking to the inside for second. Big send by Bryce Benton. Bryce Benton now up the racetrack a little bit. They're door-to-door for second place. Cherry's got momentum on Chandler. Oh, he's going to try to clear Benton. Cherry pulls inside yet again. Cherry, can he maybe get to his quarter panel? He is not there. Couldn't get there just yet, but here comes Benton. He's been running third for these last maybe 30, 40 or so laps. Can he maybe finally pounce? Cherry there, he sends it to the inside of Chandler. They're side by side, lap car coming up in the way. Cherry just cannot keep it there. Chandler has begun to maybe experiment with the outside lane. They will catch the lap car off corner exit, may kill Chandler and Cherry's exits. Benton, though, still keeping on the bumper of Richard Cherry. Cherry now coming to the outside lane. Oh, watch this momentum he may have off corner exit. If he can keep it together, he may have a big run coming. He'll clear Benton. He's got a big run on Chandler down the back. Can't get to the inside of him, though. Back to just 8 laps to go here in Charlotte this time by. Matt Grab, 0.8 of a second back. He is coming. Cherry, the bumper of Chandler. They both, all 3 of them, are on the outside through 1 and 2. Cherry chops it down low. Chandler is in trouble. We know that 29 is quick. He's looking for his 3rd win of the year. Your points leader, Richard Cherry, trying to send it back there on Chandler once again. Ryan Suarez, the lap car, he's in a bad spot here. He'll pull it to the inside and get out of the way. Max Sniffy on fresh tires, trying to unlap himself here. And here we go, Cherry once again on Chandler for the lead. Side by side, big send by Richard Cherry. Can he finally clear him? Oh, they've got a car on the wall, that lap car Salas, in front of these leaders, trying to get out of the way. And he will. Oh, contact! Your 2 leaders up the racetrack. We got a car wrecking Matt Grab is hard on the wall. The 78 is back there. No yellow just yet. Matt Grab is in the wall hard.
I think it's going to be a caution.
He is.
Unless he this resets.
Oh, he is stopping. Oh my God!
Oh
he is
my.
flying. Caution is out. Matt Grab is flipping. What was that? Late on the caution button from race control, and Matt Grab goes to outer space. Let's take a look. I'm not exactly sure what
He got
the
in the
time caution
wall.
was.
He got in the wall going down the back stretch.
I think. Wow, that was a voice crack and a half. But it was the 78. The 78. What is he doing? That's a lap car. Put him in the wall hard. And then, oh my God, look at Ortega just make his way through. And then we're going to see pit stops in a moment if they actually happen. He's up on the outside, and who hit him? Oh, it was the 72 and the 90. They both wreck, and Matt Grab goes upside down on his roof. All right, we got to see real quick pit stops if they're going to happen or not. Matt Grab is still sitting there for some reason. Gonna catch the back end of the pace car. We'll have more replays coming to you after the pit stops. 5 to go. Caution's out after a long run. Cherry, your current leader. Where even is he? There's Matt Grab still sitting there. There's your race leader. You got a whole lot of cars up here, so not really sure what's going on. Who's gonna pit though? Pit road's open. Here they come. Your leader's pitting. Oh, Bryce Benton pretty aggressively to the pits. Matt Grab is still there. Obviously, got to clean up the 53 car before we head back to the green flag. Unexpected caution here in Charlotte. 5 to go. Oh, we had a car wrecking on pit road. It's Ron Suarez. He was a lap down. Here we go. This is the money stop for the win. Who will take for fresh Goodyear tires? Rolling off pit road first, that's Brody Webster. Ortiz is being scored your leader. He got in front of Cherry. McKinney is going to be second. Cherry third. Youngblood rolling off P4. I don't know if he's actually there. P4 on position. I don't think he is. Something weird happening with the scoring. But let's get another replay here on Matt Grab. Ultimately, what happened for him to get upside down? Watch from the wing. Yeah, I don't know what the 78 Salas is doing. That was pretty horrible. And then just stuck on the outside lane. That's the second season in a row we've had a flip down the front straightaway in the Xfinity race here at Charlotte. Oh, just stopped basically. I think caution was down at that point, but nowhere for those guys to go. Yes, it did. My goodness. Let's ride along with Matt Grab.
He didn't turn right.
Yeah, we're multiple laps down. I don't understand. I really don't. Matt Grab blew his motor from that. Look at this back here. Eventually off quarter exit. It's hard to really avoid any of this. He tried to slow it down the best he could. Oh, my goodness. Just gets absolutely destroyed there. On his roof, he rolls one time. And not as many rolls as, of course, the 20 Mark Prince had last season, but sure, pretty close.
I believe we are doing the choose cone, or we're about to.
We did do the choose cone. Choose is done. Brody Webster is filing back here. So with how this is going to go, it's going to be a 2-lap restart. We have lap cars unlapping themselves here. Trying to get to the back of the field. Here we go. This is going to be 2 laps to go. So how this all works out now, Ortiz and McKinney on the front row. I don't know if they did 2 tires or not. I believe they did. And this is going to set up an overtime restart. Cherry second on the inside. Benton on the outside as well. Chandler's back there. He lost the lead. And here we go. Overtime in Charlotte. Well, not officially overtime, but a green and white checkered finish. It will count as one of our green and white checkers. McKinney looking for his second mile-and-a-half Xfinity win in a row. Could be tonight be the night. And then Ortiz looking for that first ever Xfinity win. Here we go. Time to finish it in Charlotte. 2 laps to go to decide it all. Oh, what a great restart by the outside lane, but Ortiz spins the tires. He's loose, they're 3 wide. There's Ortega to the bottom, Benton to the outside. How about Bryce Benton? They're 3 wide, they're almost 4 wide. Through 1 and 2 they will go. Ooh, Cherry loose, McKinney there, Benton coming high. 3 wide for the lead, Ortega on the bottom, and Bryce Benton is clear. But Ortega not giving up. 3 wide further back. Coming to 1-0 wrecking.
We got a crash.
Huge wreck.
Huge crash.
Huge crash. Multiple cars involved. Caution. I don't know if they threw it in time. It did not come out. 1 to go. They got to the white flag. Through 1 and 2 they go for the final time. As they head down the back straightaway, Bryce Benton leading, looking for his first ever Xfinity Series win. Through 3 and 4. And off turn 4, he is finally going to do it. Bryce Benton wins the Xfinity Series at Charlotte. Second, Ortega. Third, Chandler. Man, a horrific final lap wreck. Takes out so many cars. They got the white flag before the caution could have been thrown, and we finished the race under green.
Took the whole field out but the top 4.
And this is going to be huge upsets all around. We'll break it all down, but here we go. Finally, Bryce Benton goes to victory lane in the Xfinity Series. He wins at Charlotte. What a race. First career victory for the driver of the 9. And this is going to be huge momentum for the 9 of Benton heading into tomorrow night's Charlotte 600. Oh my God! Brody Webster just came in like a torpedo and destroys the back of the 9 car. But here he is, Bryce Benton. It has been a long time coming. Finally gets that first career victory. Down this front straightaway here at Charlotte. What a race here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got a lot to break down. Bryce Benton wins here tonight. First ever victory. It's been such a long time coming. Again. And then unfortunate, Alexander Ortega second yet again. All right, let's, of course, first of all, take a look at that absolutely massive crash. They were like 4 wide going into 3 and 4. I mean, my goodness. This is going to bring up so many upsets. Let's look through the top 10 real quick. Joseph Lewis finishes 5th. What a finish for him. How about William Franklin? He was last for a majority of this race, and he will finish top 10. John Butler
somehow
comes over the
managed to
top
get
10.
2 drivers in the top 10 for me goes crazy.
I mean, yeah, not a bad night at all for Johnson Motorsports.
And into a DNFs. That's going to cost about, I don't know, about $500,000.
All right, let's take a look at all the melee that went on in the final lap, coming to the white flag leads. They didn't obviously bring out the caution. And let's quickly take a look at all this. I don't even know where to start. All right, so let's just restart all the way around here. Coming to the restart. So you got McKinney on the inside of Ortiz. Pace car came down pit road. Coming to the green. Ortiz got a great restart, but then he just real span the heck out of thing. Then you saw Ortega to the bottom of Cherry, and then all this chaos break out into 1 and 2. They were 3 wide, almost 4 wide for the lead. Chandler tried to squeeze his nose down in there, got blocked by Benson. Saw McKinney the inside. I thought he was going to have another one of those insane wins, but then Bryce Benton rips the outside. Huge run, clears himself. And then we'll watch this wreck on the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4, I should say, actually. So it all started, Ortiz was slow in front of Cherry over there. And they all collect each other and absolutely create a massive crash down the front straightaway. My goodness, look at all this chaos. Multiple cars go through the grass and are involved. Let's take another ride along here. Let's go along with Maddox Beard because he kind of saw the whole thing in front of him. Oh my goodness. Look at that chaos. Cherry got absolutely destroyed. He had a great night going tonight. Nearly had the win. Fortunate that the caution came out to kind of ruin that all for him. Let's look from the blimp. A lot to break down here tonight in Charlotte. Yeah, it was all started. Ortiz just slow here in front of Cherry. And then they all just came together there. Rock got the wall. He actually, he was wrecked, and he somehow came home 7th. Oh my God! Roman got destroyed by Max Diffie as iRacing breaks. Here from another angle from the blimp. All just came together there, obviously. Just pile it up. Oh, look at CJ Herdman. Through the grass he goes. Man, what a wreck down the front straightaway. Ooh. Take another look. Let's ride along with Zane Rahman through this crash. He finishes 20th. Actually was running inside of the top 20, and then they all just, of course, pile up there. Had to spun out, and then got ran under from mine. Oh my God! And then he destroys the 10 of Ortiz. Let's look another better angle at this. Obviously, they all start wrecking ahead of them. We gotta watch out. Joseph Lewis got the. Oh, he got destroyed by Diffie, and then he destroyed the 10 of Ortiz, and. Man, that was interesting. Let's ride along with Joseph Lewis. I am so interested to see how that angle looked with him getting through all this to finish 5th. That is huge for him, especially in the points. This is going to be such an enormous point shakeup. I don't even want to know. So it all started ahead of him. There they go, piling up. Look, oh my God, just threads the needle completely to avoid basically all of it. Man, slide along, man, oh my God. Right along with Richard Cherry through the section. Yeah, it just started. Ortiz slow. There they go. Oh my God, look at that whole accident up there. Just not what Cherry wanted to see at all. Fortunate for him. And that will do it in Charlotte. Richard Cherry going to come out with somehow an 11th place finish still. I really don't know how that's possible. But post-race interviews are coming up here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This should be an interesting one to break down. As we welcome you live to the post-race show here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right. First up, of course, going to be your winner, Bryce Benton. Bryce Benton, it's been such a long time coming. You are now a winner in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series after getting through all of that chaos. What are your thoughts and emotions on this?
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. On that final restart, yeah, I noticed the McKinney and Ortiz. I don't know if they took 2 tires and stayed out, or I don't know what they did, but they did some sort of strategy. So I knew if I just got around them quickly, I could have probably just been able to drive away, and that's exactly what we were able to do. And yeah, Ortega almost got there in a 3 on the restart, but we were able to stay ahead. But Yeah, after like a year and a half of trying, I'm really happy we could get that win and gives us a lot of momentum going into Cup tomorrow.
Yeah, man, a great day for you guys tonight. You guys ran up inside of the top three for most of the race. You're battling up there, even for the win late with Chandler and Cheery. So just take me through what it was like trying to just battle through the all day long, and how just what a big relief it is for your first ever win.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely it was tough. The tire saving was really the name of the game. It was really just all about tire saving, and we did pretty decent at that. But I think some people did it a little bit better. So yeah, but the final restart really saved me because I feel like if we didn't get that, I don't think I would have been able to get past Cheery and Chandler. I just thought I guess I got around Chandler, but I wasn't gonna probably get Cheery because I felt like my car would only stick on the bottom and it wouldn't stick on the top. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely is a relief to get this win, and yeah, it takes a little bit of weight off my shoulders, but now we gotta just try to get in cup.
All right, Bryce. Well, of course, coming up tomorrow night, like you said, the Charlotte 600 for the Cup Series. Do you guys think you can go back to back and possibly win that one too?
Yeah, I mean we could have a shot. That's gonna be a lot about tire saving too. But I remember last season we had good speed, but I didn't. But back then I didn't really know how to save tires as well, so I kind of fell back on the long run. But now I'm definitely better at it, and I think we can have a shot. It's just yeah, it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a similar race how it was tonight, just with the tire saving, and it's probably gonna be kind of chaotic early on. Then later on, it'll just get more calm after more people DNF. So I don't know. It'll be interesting, but yeah, still gotta be able to get this win, and yeah, we'll try to go back to back in Cup.
All right. So of course, big congratulations on this win here tonight. Also, another add bonus. I know it's not for points. Technically, it was your Cup driver, but you got a 0x, the only driver to actually do that in the fields. But yeah,
Oh,
so great job of the win tonight. Have fun celebrating this one, and we'll see you in the Charlotte 600 for the Cup Series tomorrow.
yep.
All right. Coming up next is going to be second place finisher Alexander Ortega. Alexander Ortega, what a race for you guys. You started 30th after not being able to post a qualifying lap. You drove way up to the fields all the way inside of the top 10 before the halfway break. And then you ran top 10, top 5 for the majority of the day. And you ultimately will finish second after an insane finish getting through all of that chaos. So what was it like, that finish, and finishing P2 getting through all of that chaos?
Pretty crazy, to say the least. The two guys that took two didn't fire off from the zone very well. I think Carlos spun the wheels really bad on the outside, and so they stacked up right in front of me. And I just hooked a left and made it three wide bottom, and was hoping it would work really well, and it did. I mean, it got me up to second, and then going into turn three, I had a big run on Bryce on entry, and he took a really wide arc. And I had to check up for him, or else it would have hooked him and probably wrecked me as well. And by that point, all my momentum was killed. I was just too far back to be able to really work anything over.
Of course, it's another good finish for you guys, but another one of these where you just came up just short. So we're 9 races now into the season. You are in a good points position, of course. Do you guys think a win is coming?
Uh, I mean, you can only assume how many times can you finish second before one finally falls your way, right? I mean, Charlotte has never really been my best track already, and so definitely looking forward to Iowa. Glenn should be good, and we're just gonna have to keep on doing what we've been doing, and just gonna have to hope one kind of just comes our way.
All right, Alex. Well, nice job finishing second place here tonight at Charlotte. Good points day for you guys as well, gaining on Wilson and Richard Cherry, and we will see you next week from Iowa.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Finishing third is Cameron Chandler. He will not be in for an interview. Finishing fourth, Jamie McKinney. Jamie McKinney, another top 5 finish here in the Xfinity Series. Last time it was a win. This time it's a 4th place finish. So Take me through what it was like getting through all of that chaos there at the end of the race to ultimately finish fourth. Another good day for you guys in Xfinity.
Yeah, so, well, most of the race I didn't really have a top 10 car. I was just capitalizing on the long runs. So, I was just trying to see what I could do at the later part of the race. But, as soon as we got the caution, I immediately thought, so I'm in, what is it, like ninth place. Why not just go for 2 tires and see what happens? So, me and Carlos took 2 tires, while everybody else took 4. I knew I wasn't going to win. I was just trying to capitalize on track position, try to improve. And yeah, I guess I just got lucky off turn 4 coming to the white flag because everybody in my rearview mirror just disappeared. So, yeah, so I don't know. I guess you could say it was luck. I wouldn't say it, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Of course, another great finish for you guys. So, after you've been piling up all these great finishes, even a win at Chicagoland in the Xfinity Series, how many more races do you think we're going to see you in both Cup and Xfinity?
Depends if my parents will let me. So, yeah, we'll see. But I hope to run a few more before I hang it up. But yeah, we're gonna try to have fun to the extreme. So yeah.
All right, Jamie. Well, nice job finishing another top 5 finish here at Charlotte, and we'll see you. I'm assuming you're not doing the Cup race tomorrow.
Oh, I will.
Oh, all right. We'll see you tomorrow night in the Charlotte 600.
Yeah. See ya.
Coming up next will be Joseph Lewis, finishes 5th. And man, we got to talk about this. What a day. What a drive for Joseph Lewis. Joseph Lewis, my goodness, what a final lap for you guys. You guys are running maybe, 15th or so, I believe, maybe 12th to 15th. And then the gates just opened up in front of you. Everybody piled up for the most part. You somehow avoided all of it, and you finished with a top 5 finish. Great points day as well. Take me through that final lap.
That was a ridiculous final lap. I have no clue what happened up front. I'm gonna have to go back and check that replay. But all I know is that the entire field just went a little bit to the right and left. And I saw just a small gap right there. And I was like, well, as long as I don't collect this one car to spin out right here in front of me, if I get past him, I can be able to get round through. And as soon as I got through the smoke, it was like crystal clear, open track. I didn't even get to check to see what position I was. I got about halfway through turn 1 and 2, got on the back straight. I was like, oh, I'm in 5th. I was like, I knew that we had a fast car. I hate that a bunch of things happened in between the race. I got rear-ended pretty bad during a checkup. No caution was called. Got me all the way into the back, but we stuck with it. We got through what we needed to do, and luck was on our side today. We picked up our first top 5, and man, am I excited.
All right, Joseph, a great day for you guys, of course, all around. It's also, like I said, a great points day. So, how much momentum and just pressure off your shoulders will this give you? Because you're going to be pretty good to the cut line now.
Oh yeah, I've been watching the cut line, and I've been eyeing the guy, especially. I think coming in here, we were looking at maybe 7th or 6th position in the standings. So I was looking at how close I was to the guys below me and on top. I was like, it's just about 5 points. We can probably get there. I was like, I just need to run good today, and I was not expecting for it to unfold like this. This is definitely good for me, especially. I believe our momentum is going to be pretty good for the rest of the season. I'm not going to try to jinx it though, but hopefully this brings more good luck and that we can get one in the playoffs. And man, if we just keep up like this, man, we could see a championship contender right there. That was amazing.
All right, Joseph, with huge congratulations, of course, your first top 5 finish of the season and an insane finish for you guys. Great day all around, and we will see you next week in Iowa.
All right.
Coming up next will be Cole Wilson, finishes 6th. Cole Wilson, interesting day for you guys. You ran up front for a lot of the race. Then you had that really weird moment. You got completely loose and lost like 8 or so spots. Drove back up through the field. You had that late caution flag. You'll finish 6th. I believe you were wrecking through all of that as well. Just take me through that whole final lap and that whole giant wreck.
Yeah, just disappointing really. I wish the caution was able to be thrown. I guess iRacing had the white flag out already, so we couldn't have the caution. But I I got sideways after Carlos just came up a little bit. He clipped me, and that's what started the entire wreck. And I just full throttled it and got through it through the grass, and then I was the first one to finish that was actually in the wreck in 6th, so I'll take it. Got some points back on Cherry. He also won the stage though, so he'll get that. Just gonna focus on the points battle and look forward.
So yeah, of course, we're looking at the point situation. Sherry finished 11th. You finished 6th. You entered minus 13 on him, so you may close
Cherry
a bit.
also won the stage.
Yeah, I know. So you may close a bit, but it's not going to be much. But 4 races left to go in the regular season. One of those is Watkins Glen. So you won there last season, of course. We know you can run well there and probably win. Do you guys think another win is coming in these last 4 races of the regular season to try to even win this regular season championship?
I felt really quick the last couple races. Obviously Michigan leading with 2 to go got wrecked. Rockingham, I was up front until I hit the wall with Cameron, and then here tonight I was running up front, and then me and Bryce, it was really bad netcode. If you saw, I wrecked Bryce after the checker flag because I was mad at him, but then I looked back at the replay and it was netcode, so that's what basically took out our good run tonight because we weren't able to stay up front. But we'll just continue with the speed. We know we have it, and like you said, Watkins Glen, great track for us, and we've been quick at others.
All right, Cole. Well, nice job, of course. Still finishing top 10 here at Charlotte, and we will see you next week from Iowa.
You won't see me actually.
Wow, that. Okay, anyways, coming up next, hang on. I mean, William Franklin coming up. Actually, Eli Franklin. Eli Franklin, in your first ever NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series race, you finish in P8. So, of course, the floodgates open for you guys getting through all that wreck. Just take me through that final lap and how it was seeing all those cars wreck and you guys coming in with a top 10 in your series debut.
Well, that wreck was crazy. I was just trying to get through my first race, join ECR. Thank you for them letting me join last minute into the league and all that. Just wanted to get in, keep it clean. Didn't want to bother anybody. Ran near the back most of the race, and then just stayed close near the end. Took the wave around that final caution. And I was about 20th, and then everybody just right in front of me. I just kept my foot in it near the wall, and I just crossed off finish line and said P8, and I took it.
So, are we going to see you in any other upcoming races after this really, really solid performance we got next week in Iowa? Are we going to see you there?
Yes, you'll see me there.
All right, well, of course, great job finishing top 10 in your first ever Xfinity Series race, and we'll see you from Iowa Speedway in a week's time.
Thank you.
Coming up next will be Carlos Ortiz comes home in 9th. Carlos Ortiz, very eventful day for you guys. You restarted on the front row after taking 2 tires. It almost worked out for you guys, but unfortunately you got loose. Then you got checked up 3 and 4 wide, and then ultimately I believe you ended up being involved in that wreck there on the final lap. So just take me through your perspective of that whole last lap there.
Yeah, I just fumbled. I stayed full throttle, shifting into second, and it's with the worn left sides. It's not gonna make the car happy. I just spun and spun. I almost spun out in front of the trial, but I was able to save it. But by the time we're almost 4 wide entering 1, and then I tried to press the brakes going into 3. I was getting loose sliding. I had to park it, and then just so slow that nobody behind me was able to check up for me. But in reality, I was 8th. I think I only lost 1 position from the whole disaster, so it could have been worse.
Yeah, of course. Still overall, not the worst of days for you guys. You ran up front. You finished 3rd in the stage. So pretty good day for you overall. I don't know if your suspension is ending in the Cup Series or not, but what is it going to be your plan heading next week to Iowa?
Just keep on racing hard, stay out of trouble, try to take risks like that, but make sure to execute it better next time. So, yeah, hopefully a good qualifying effort can help as well, especially not having to make up like 20 spots in a run. So, yeah.
All right, Carlos. Well, still nice job on the run here tonight. Sorry I ended in that wreck there at the end, but we will see you next week from Iowa Speedway.
Yep, yep.
Next up, gonna be Richard Cherry came home 11th. Richard Cherry, unfortunate for you guys, missed our opportunity after that huge wreck. They're coming to the white flag. So you were actually first car, I believe, on fresher tires on the inside lane. Coming to the restart, you ran up front all day long. You won the stage as well. Had a really, really fast race car. You were looking for your third win of the year as well. Came into this race as the points leader and all unraveled there on the final lap, taking through that big wreck.
I mean, I was tempted to go to the inside of McKinney, but I was gonna get a black flag, so I stayed behind him and or took advantage of it. But just then in turn 3, Miles was obviously going slow because he wanted to take 2 tires, but he was too loose. So it was like almost he was standing still. No fault for him nor for me, just racing deal. But throughout the whole race, I felt pretty good. Shout out to I'm gonna shout out several people. And first of all, in Spanish, un saludo para los Reales de nuevo. Casi se gana, pero no se pudo. También a CFI, otra vez en el coche casi nos llevamos una victoria. Hoy tuvimos 2 pilotos con Chibi también. Y nada, and shout out also to, now in English, shout out to Miles too, a great battle there with him. It was a former Period 3 Coral Gables High School technology class. And also shout out to Aiden Donahue and Dylan Banks, because they both gave me tips for well, Aiden was in the path for Dover, and I took it to here, and Dylan gave me the tip of being consistent with my inputs and everything, and it was about to work. I was going to take the lead. Unfortunately, that caution came out, so it was going to be a great battle. That's what I feel bad about, but stage win, so 1 playoff point. That's pretty good always.
All right, Cherry. So, of course, still a good points day overall after winning the stage. But Cole Wilson is still there. He's about maybe 10 or so points back, and he has Watkins Glen coming up for one of these final races in the regular season. So, of course, 4 races left to go in the regular season. Do you guys think you're going to be able to hold on for that regular season championship?
I mean, next week is Iowa, and with the new asphalt, I think I can run good there. Watkins Glen, if I can have enough consistency, I think I can battle Cole, but I don't know. Maybe it sounds too much of a stretch. Shout out to you for moving Kansas to race 12, because I'm fucking horrible at that racetrack. So, thankfully it's not the championship race anymore. So, let's see throughout the last few races, and let's see also who can survive Daytona.
All right, Richard. Well, of course, nice job on the run tonight. Unfortunate late race crash there on the final lap. Nowhere you really could go at the end of that, but we'll see you next week from Iowa.
All right, thank you.
A couple more to go here for post-race interviews at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Maybe 2 or 3 to go. Give us a quick second. Next up, going to be Jacob Clarino, finishes 14th. Jacob Clarino is P14 here tonight. Overall, okay day for you guys. Just take me through your perspective there on that final lap, everything that was going on, all the chaos.
So yeah, I didn't really know what was going in my mind. I just trying to hope that I make it through. Then I saw Carlos check up, and then everybody's wrecking. I tried coming on the floor. I tried to go all the way down to the bottom. Then at the last second, they came down, and then Donovan Hogan of the 43 just collected me at the last second. I got spun, and I'm pretty sure I got hit by Brody Webster and then Ronan Suarez.
course, you're actually going to be making your first ever Cup start, your Cup Series debut tomorrow night in the Charlotte 600. So, what can we really think to expect from you tomorrow night? We saw you in the All-Star Race Open, trying to advance there. But what do you think you guys can expect in tomorrow night's Charlotte 600?
I'm gonna try to qualify inside top 15. If I have pace, I'm just gonna try to keep up with the lead pack and just gonna hope I don't wreck out and go for the win in the end if I can.
All right, Jacob. Well, nice run here tonight for you guys.
Thank you.
And we will see you tomorrow night in the Charlotte 600.
Thank you.
Two more to go here. Coming up next is gonna be Brody Webster, I believe. Yeah, it is. Brody Webster finished 16th. Brody Webster is P16 here tonight at Charlotte. Kind of a quiet day overall for you guys. You score a couple of points tonight, maybe like 2. Just take me
That's
through
a couple.
what was. Yeah, I guess. Take me through what was happening for majority of this race tonight.
So, where do I even get started, Ethan Trendler? You know, we had good pace. The car was good. Surprisingly, like from practice where it was all slippy slidey and all that stuff, to get it to a good race pace, it was very surprising. And I think I made one of the most like the best the crew chief, we fired the one from the practice and hired a new one, and he told me to pit and get new tires, and I was like top 15 or 14, and then I don't even know who they took me out, of course. And that's about the story of my race. I think I ended up in 3 wrecks, not anything too terminal, but kept getting optional damage. And then at the end there with that caution, I kind of got screwed over and somehow got put a lap down when I was on the lead lap. But with the big one happening and me avoiding it somewhat, even though I don't know, my wheel couldn't turn left, or I mean couldn't turn right, it could only turn left. Surprisingly, we finished in 16th. Um, but yeah, it's good to be back again.
So, overall, not a horrible finish for you guys. Ultimately, 16 out of 32. Will we see you in tomorrow or next week's Xfinity race at Iowa?
No. Cole Wilson is a terrible owner, and he's not rich enough to have enough cars, so I can't run next week at Iowa. I'm just gonna enjoy my time off by spectating and calling Ethan Trendler fat.
Wow. Well, anyways, Fatty, nice job coming home. P16.
Nice try.
And a terrible race for you guys, as always. But we'll see you next week or whenever you race again.
Oh yeah, nice try. See you next week. Generic phrase.
Okay. Anyways, final interview. The night gonna be Ron and Suarez. Ron and Stars, not the night you guys wanted at all. Going to be pretty detrimental in the points as well. It all started with you just getting absolutely ran through by Jamie McKinney and then just sliding back up through the field and getting pile driven after that. So just what happened there?
Well, actually, I wanna somewhat correct you on this because the broadcast didn't catch it. Um, Carlos Ortiz, the Italian car, he just like runs straight through me and runs me up. Like he runs into my quarter panel, my left rear quarter panel, runs me up the track. Luckily, I was able to save it, but I was absolutely pissed, man. I went on like full Kurt Busch mode from then point forward, and then while I was just trying to gain time, I was um Jamie, the '01 car, he he just closed in on me like super quickly. I had nothing against him. It was a racing incident. Honestly, yeah, that push should have stuck, but it didn't. And then unfortunately, Like those bumps through the grass just weren't doing any favors. So that pretty much ended our race. We were eventually just became a decent. No, why did I say decent? Like a horrible back marker. Our car was like as damaged as Greg Hole's. Like we were running pretty much similar lap times. Like it was just not good. And then constantly getting blamed and stuff. But I have my people who are going to be on my list for next race if I even race next race. Um, I don't know what the penalty is going to be for my actions. So we'll just see what happens. But next time I get on track, watch out Carlos, watch out the three car, I forgot your name. And then I think that's it. Yeah. I'm just gonna give a little bit of payback, nothing too big, like a wrecking or something. I'm just gonna give him a bump and run or something. But, hate to see it for our Sports Creation 31 car.
All right, so of course, Ronan, you guys have had good speed these last 2 weeks at Rockingham and Charlotte, two very different tracks. You qualified top 5 here tonight, I think. Do you guys think you're going to actually be able to turn it into a good finish coming up?
Yeah, I believe so. Let's see. Next race is, let's see the schedule. The next race is Iowa. Oh yeah, Iowa's probably gonna do pretty well. I do well there in the trucks, and those are pretty loose over there. So I think that maybe, I just tend to do well with those race cars. I think that's my strong suit, and yeah, we'll just see how that goes.
All right, Ronan, well, of course, still nice job on the run tonight. Sorry I ended in another unfortunate wreck for you guys, but we will see you next week from Iowa.
All right, thank you.
And that'll do it here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Man, what a day overall in the Xfinity Series. What a race. Bryce Benton finally gets his first career win. An absolutely insane crash there at the end of the race. And all things happened throughout it tonight. Just what a day from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's the third race of the week, of course. And we head to tomorrow night, the season number 4. NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Charlotte 600. That is going to be an important race tomorrow night. A crown jewel event, one of our most important races of the year. It is the longest Cup Series race of the season as well. And we'll have having pre-race start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be on track for the warm-up session, and then the green flag at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss any of the action tomorrow night. Going to be a long night, all live on this channel. So, on behalf of all officials, team owners, commentators, drivers, everybody involved in making this league what it is, we will see you tomorrow night, where we will honor America in our longest race of the season for the Cup Series. Good night from Charlotte Motor Speedway.